before I get to this really good news about Trump, because if Trump's good, I'm going to talk about it. If he's bad, I'm going to talk about it. But it's good news. He says, I never said we're going to just do this dreamer thing. I just executively killed it. That's a hoax. And he said, I'm not getting rid of my move away from carbon taxes. I'm not going to go along with the Paris climate deal. I already told you I'm not doing it. That's not true. But that creates the new question. Why are his adjuncts, why are his spokespersons out there saying that then? So that's a whole nother enchilada. But Trump so far has done pretty much everything he said he would do, or he's trying to do it. So I kind of got beaten up the last few days. People saying, why are you going along with him for DACA? Why are you suddenly supporting Trump being a traitor? Why aren't you burning your MAGA hat? So I burned the hat for fun and said, it's just a hat, but Trump hasn't betrayed us yet. Plus, he's not God. He can't get it all done. But you know a man by his enemies, and that's the globalist. And I'm not criticizing people that, did stunts burning the hats. That's your right to do it. But Laura Loomer, I want to ask you how you woke up and what got you involved. But first, what do you make of all these controversies? Do you think Trump's selling us out?
I wouldn't say he's necessarily selling us out, but I do, I do kind of wonder why he's schmoozing with Nancy Pelosi and Schumer. And I miss the more aggressive Trump, the Trump that just really didn't care about what he said to people or, offending people on the other side of the aisle. But, maybe I personally have a theory that Trump is no longer tweeting for himself. I mean, when I look at the tweets that Donald Trump is putting out, like those tweets he posted the other day about DACA and, do we really want to send people back who are serving in our military and people who are here illegally, who have jobs and have been here their whole life? Like, yeah, actually we do. I mean, America first, right? I mean, they're taking jobs from young Americans. Like,
well, the point is there's this entitlement. We're more than anybody else in the world. You come here, have your baby. The baby's paid for, taken care of. We're collapsing. Then they brainwash the immigrants. Hey, America, I get your issue. And you're right. The Twitter looks like it's not him now. They've gotten rid of all the people that actually got him into office. He's surrounded now. And so it's almost like, hey, don't worry. There's already been a soft coup.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Maybe he is tweeting for himself. I mean, he did tweet a funny gift today, swinging a golf bat,
at Hillary.
But I mean, I don't know. When I see those tweets and I see the language that's being used, it just doesn't sound like Trump is tweeting. And there's all of these rumors going around that, like, they're censoring him, they're drugging him, and who knows if it's really true, if they're giving him sedatives and if they're.
Well, I've talked to high-level New York Times, Washington Post writers, and people that have given us good intel before, and they say it's happening. And so look, he is surrounded. All I'm saying is I don't believe it when Nancy Pelosi says he's going to support DACA. I don't believe it till I actually hear him do it. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, no, and I have sources as well, and I've heard from people close to people inside the White House who have also told me that it's not true. So I mean, I don't believe what Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer are saying.
Exactly. I'm saying we should trust but verify and kind of wait and see what happens. But here are the headlines. Trump will pull out of Paris climate change agreement, says White House as it denies claim that he is considering staying in. So that's a Daily Mail article. Here it is. Gorka, Trump will be getting rid of people soon because he's not well served. Gorka, Dr. Sebastian Gorka, says that he is not planning to get out of his claim to block DACA and that it's all basically lies. So I certainly hope that's the truth. What do you think?
I agree. I think that we wait until we hear it from Trump because, look, the quickest way to make people turn on the president is by upsetting the base and making the base feel betrayed.
Sure. So I'm not going to believe Pelosi or Schumer or CNN when they say Trump's betraying the base. I'm going to watch and see what happens.
Because I think they understand that and they're using it as a tool to disrupt Trump's base so that people don't support him any longer. But, I think that people should just wait until Trump says it himself. Because I don't trust Nancy Pelosi. You shouldn't trust Nancy Pelosi. And I sure as hell don't trust Chuck Schumer. So you definitely shouldn't trust Chuck Schumer.
I agree with you. We're going to go to some phone calls here in a moment. But even Floyd Mayweather, the video's up on Infowars.com and Newswars.com. Floyd Mayweather Jr. defends Trump, slams leftist and ungrateful immigrants, and goes on to say Trump was given all these awards by black groups. He was loved before. No one ever said he was a racist before. And now he's basically bringing the country back, the economy back. Mayweather just says it's a stunt to attack Trump and manipulate people.
Yeah, no, I loved seeing what Mayweather had to say the other day, right? Because he's an athlete, and a lot of people like to criticize him because he's, an African-American male, and they make jokes about him not being educated. But he seems to be a lot more educated and a lot more reasonable and intelligent about the state of America and the state of our president than any other celebrity or.
Well, it's educated, doing your own thing and being successful. If you go get 5 degrees and are successful, great, but most people aren't. The point is success is the real mark of success.
Right, and education doesn't mean anything. And I think that in the field of journalism, I've been able to show that. I mean, look, you see a lot of these people who spend hundreds of thousands of dollars attending, upper echelon Ivy League journalism schools, and they haven't done anything impactful. But all it takes is one person with a cell phone, like during the election, the gentleman who filmed Hillary Clinton getting pushed in to a van while she was having her episode, and that changed the election. And from what I understand,
she was picked up like a side of beef. But exactly, it seems like the people that have the degrees are worthless because they're just waiting around being told what to do.
Exactly. So
it's like getting a degree is like having a degree in being embalmed or like a corpse or something.
Yeah, I always tell people when they say, "Oh, how did you get involved in journalism? Should I start, journalism school? Should I major in journalism?" It's like, I mean, it might help, but I don't think college is worth anybody's money. I mean, you
go to journalism school. It's mainly a bunch of leftist brainwashing. I started out 22 years ago on Access TV. I was syndicated 2 years later because I was covering real topics, covering real news. The public resonated. What matters is that free market of ideas. Laura, we're going to go to break in a minute, come back and take calls from Mike in Calgary, JR, JK, Jeremy, Joshua, Aaron, Karen, Nathaniel, Chris, Matthew, everybody. But briefly, in 1 minute, how did you wake up? What got you politically involved?
Well, really, it was when I was in college, and my university invited an imam who chanted Allahu Akbar at a 9/11 memorial service at my university. And I was just like, wow, this is insane. Like, Islam is taking over. Islam is infiltrating the universities. It's brainwashing people, and it's made its way into our own 9/11 ceremonies. And from that moment on, I was just determined. And then I got involved with James O'Keefe and Project Veritas.
Come back and talk about your awakening. But how dare you? You don't want to have your genitals cut off. You don't want to wear a hood. You want to be able to drive a car. You're not a very good feminist like Linda Sarsour.
It's Paul Joseph Watson, and the t-shirt has finally arrived. Nothing triggers safe space snowflakes more than this slogan and my face. It is the new t-shirt from InfoWarsStore.com. Conservatism is the new counterculture. You've seen how much this triggers the safe space snowflakes. The left controls culture. They control arts. They control entertainment. They have the complete monopoly on culture, which is why conservatism is the new counterculture. We are striking back in the culture war. This triggers snowflakes like nothing you've ever seen in your life. You've seen how much they absolutely hate the image of my face and that particular slogan, conservatism is the new counterculture. This t-shirt is not only a conversation starter, it will trigger the holy hell out of leftists. It will make me incredibly happy. It's available right now. Get yours at InfoWarsStore.com.